All right, it's been a while, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Doc Pete. We have another lesson for you, basically as a corollary of creation from the boost. It's been a long time since we've recorded, so I'm gonna try to make this abbreviated. This is our second take on this. We have a song for you we'd like for you to learn how to improvise off of. It's called something from the Sunday school and from the Catholic books that you can get with hymnals with all the African songs, African American songs in it that you can imagine, Andre Crouch's, etc. But this one is going to be called All Night, All Day, Angels Watching Over Me, My Lord. All night, all day, angels watching over me. Okay, so what we have here is an ability for you to get into the song. We're going to give you an ability for you to get into it. It's just a couple of scales I want you to learn first. Besides learning that melody, left and right, up and down, and the words, because you can't really learn a song and know how to play it and improvise in it unless you know the words. That's not my original. That's from our good Lester Young, called The Prayers. Okay, I think Coleman Hawkins said that too. Great saxophone players back in the past, and the Prayers used to play with Billie Holiday, so he learned those songs up, down, around, if not having written them also. But that's when learn the melody and learn the words. I tried to tell many people this, but being hard-headed, sometimes they didn't listen, only to embarrass us all on the stage. But the point is, I'm trying to tell you this: you can learn how to improvise by first knowing the song's head. And actually they use that with respect to the Suzuki method now for you to play violin, etc. If you know a melody, you can learn how to play the instrument. They take it the other direction. Actually, learning how to play your instrument is about learning certain melodies. And having learned them, you have a desire to play them and know the relationship on your instrument, whether it be violin, cello, trombone, whatever, by learning, of course, the song's melody first. To know the melody is also to know the words. Okay, I've said enough about that. Let me give you these scales in lieu of you learning that song. All night, all day, angels watching over me, my Lord. All night, all day, angels watching over me. And that last cadence was about how the last time I sang in Sunday school, I think, was how we sang it. Maybe back in the 50s, the last time I sang this song. But basically, let me give you two different type of scales today. I know you already have practiced your major scales and you know what the minor is, namely that the third note, instead of it being major, you drop it a half step. That will give you a minor scale. And I can't tell you whether it's the harmonic minor or whatever. The point is, without getting into too much detail, learn your major scales in all keys. And if you really want to open up your ear, play both of them with different hands. 5 notes. Ba da 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 da. Then go up a half step. Da 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 da. Go up another step. Da 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 da. And keep going until you go through all the chords with both hands, and it will open up your ear if you sing with it. Okay, trust me on this. This is an exercise that we discovered while on sabbatical, actually. But anyway, please learn how to do that with both hands. Meantime, let me give you 3 scales that are of utmost importance besides let me give you 3 different scales, okay? One of them is the chromatic. Let's start off with the simple. We're going to start off with our B. Okay, so that is the chromatic scale, and I think we started on, which was C sharp, coming down to our C, coming down half steps from that. Practice those. It doesn't matter where you start. Go through the whole scale, but you want to maybe start on a different note to get your chromatic in. Let me give you your next most easy to learn, but also to practice till you have it like the back of your hand, to where if you get a note within this scale, it's possible that might be the scale that fits the best. These two that I'm gonna give you now are called your whole tone scales. These are the ones that you have to open up your ear for, besides opening up your ear to learn the song and learning the words. As you open up your ear to get these two particular whole tone scales, it'll really help you, besides the chromatics. There won't be too many that you'll be able to miss. Major, the minor, what did I say? Chromatic, and of course the whole tone goes like this. Okay, so that on this piccolo, which I'm not articulating well, I better start practicing this piccolo a little more. That's the first whole tone. Here's the second one. So it's only two whole tones. Practice those whole tones. Learn the arpeggios in them, which I'm not very. I don't have the kinesiology to do it on the piccolo right now. But guess what? You will be able to practice that. Write it out first. For example, the notes. Write the notes out in both. You don't have to write out how they fit on the scale. Later on, you can do that. But also write out the interval between, let's say this one, sounds almost a little mysterious, but just keep it in mind that those are the three that you can play. Now the next ones that you play are actually made as arpeggios, almost to a degree. You can't, I'm not going to say you can't, but they're written as arpeggios, and these are your diminished sevenths. There's only three of those. Replete within any blues, and I wish I had some here to play for you. When I first started playing, I took a solo by Dizzy Gillespie, I never will forget, to realize that these diminished sevenths were certainly present. I think the song was Now Is the Time, if I'm not mistaken, back in 1971 or so, in college, where I took the, as directed, really, I'm sure, by the heavens, okay? But the point is, there are three diminished sevenths, some people call them half diminished sevenths, that you need to know, that you might be able to develop your improvisation skills a little bit more. If you hear a note within one of these diminished sevenths, you can certainly finish out your solo for that those particular beats, or for that particular, what they call passing tone. This is what it's used for a lot of times, as passing. I could tell you this, it's not in giant steps. There are only three scales in giant scales. We've discussed that before. But these are half diminished scales that you can use to, of course, complete your improvisation, and or at least make your improvisation a little bit more interesting, that really fit without being outside of the chord. You won't be playing out, and it's okay to play out, don't get me wrong. But if you don't want to play out, you want to stay within the improvisation of the melody that the original author wrote. You want to stay with respect to, you can possibly use these three. Let me give them to you. They go like this. That's one of them. I started on B concert. The other one starts, I could start on A concert. We're going to come down. No, we're going to go start with B flat. We started with B. Let's go down a half step. Okay, that started on B flat. Then we're going to go down another half step for your third one, down to A, which goes like this. I got to really push hard on that to get that. That was a D sharp. That is part of the one that starts on A. So with these three, those three half diminished your two whole tones with your chromatic, with your major and your minor, you should have enough to deal with that song that goes all night, all day. All night, all day, angels watching over me. That'll do it for right now. If you need some more details, you can reach us at 832-904-1739. Besides the numbers we've given before, be sure to watch our other videos on the intro to piccolo, intro to flute, intro to piano. Don't forget your scales and open up your ears, playing with both hands, and go up ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Don't forget that. We love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it.